Semifinals 2, a David against Goliath, a small slice against Big Cheese, but so powerfully through as we get ready to crank, rock, and Robot Rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who thought a Kalashnikov was a form of bronchitis, Craig Charles.
Now, when you think of love, you think candlelit dinners, skipping through poppy fields, where's all my money gone? But love is important in life. Without love, all those people who make those huge hippos with "I want to wallow in you" written on them would be out of a job. But fortunately for us, where there's love, there's also hate. And love has no place in our arena. A gentle kiss on the cheek won't get you through to our series semi-finals. A Glasgow kiss on the nose just might. Philippa's in the pits with our contenders. Philippa.
Welcome back to the pits. We have a whole host of strange and curiously named robots here and men with mobiles going off. Ming the Merciless, your mobile is making a noise.
I've just turned it off. Sorry.
This is the Ming the Merciless team. Excuse me.
Hello.
That's their Ming the Merciless robot. It's absolutely fantastic. Over here, the Gravedigger team. It's too busy to give digging graves, should be putting people in graves. We get 30 grand Mortis are now up to. This is how much Mortis costs for this war. You'll remember it from previous wars, but now it costs 30 grand, an estimation of 200% more complicated than it ever was. They'll be lucky if they manage to find the on-off button. We're Manic Mutant, now with its lid on, but is it all healthy underneath?
It's fixed now, yes. It's LEDs telling us it's OK.
OK, because they were having traumas before, might not have even made it into the competition at all. T2, they think it looks really cool. I think it looks like Thomas the Tank Engine with a punk rocker haircut. I don't know. Tell us what you think, but I don't know. Hopefully it'll win. This is Sergeant Meikle, named lovingly after what? What did he teach?
A tutor at college.
What did he teach?
He was an engineering lecturer.
Right. Okay, so let's hope he taught you enough to make you slam the other robots into position. Hi, guys.
Hi.
The key to this robot, Vector, is the arm. It lifts, pokes, spears. Doesn't make the T, though, which would be the handy thing. And this is the Dark Destroyer, spelt with an E, with this very strange device on the front, and they swear to me this isn't for taking off at the last minute in moments of frustration and panic. They swear that this is a weapon.
Well, this is how they line up, Philippa. Mortis locked tight against Sci-Fi Ming. Vector hardly a tea maker against T2. Promises to boil up and over that one. The Dark Destroyer with the rotor blades against Sergeant Meikle. Get your best foot forward, lads. And finally, Gravedigger against Manic Mutant.
Only one thing to say before we start. Let the wars begin.
From Cambridge University, Mortis.
Back again, the students who fumed when eliminated controversially in the last wars. Mortis has been expensively improved. The 3 hits per second hammer is hellish. And now there's also a lifting arm.
This is Mortis 3, back for the 3rd series. And apart from the chassis, we've basically redone everything. It's got new batteries, it's got new electronics, it's got new motors, it's got filtered air supply, it's got a new weapon. The action's still the same, but it goes about twice as fast now. The lifter will lift Arthur quite comfortably. It's all titanium. New tracks with injection moulded pads on it. And yeah, that's about it really.
From Bath, Ming.
Heavy with its aluminium, steel and titanium makeup. It's got a 22-inch circular saw. Took 5 weeks to build in the family garage. Will Ming be gone in a flash or prove to be an emperor of robots?
I'm Andrew, this is Tim, this is Alexander, and this is our robot Ming the Merciless. Its main weapon is this 23-inch circular saw blade, which rotates at 3,200 revs per minute. Its drive is, there's 2 500-watt motors, which give a fairly formidable drive, and it's got a secret weapon to fool the opposition. Alexander? Makes other robots think it's a little quaint, and while they're thinking about it, we attack them.
What's all this?
This is hands-free.
10 round. What's wrong with you? What's that all about? What's it for? What?
So when you have a transmitter, you don't have to hold it, so you can just drive it.
Can you just get a coffee table? You know, like one of those ones
Yeah,
that you pull out from the back
cigarettes,
of the car.
ice creams, and then when we get off, come on, stand clear. Come on, yourself.
Stand clear.
Mind your arm.
You have to move your arm.
Leave your arm.
Is that over the top enough for you?
You're taking the mickey just a little bit.
No,
out of the
honestly.
Mortis team,
No,
aren't you? Now you've got the beard, you're all kitted out,
Yep.
you're raring to go.
Ready to go.
I reckon you can win it.
We've got a chance now, I reckon.
Yeah.
Even pegging now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, before I didn't think we had a chance, but that's it now. We're almost there.
Good. I'm very pleased about that. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You need it.
Roboteers, stand by.
Mortis, confident, sure. Rob Knight, Gizmo King, playing with his joystick. And Ming, and young 9-year-old Alex Cottrell's sense of humour, the cat's whiskers.
Activate.
And watch for Mortis straight on the attack there, taking on Ming. We thought this would happen. There's the great hammer blow and the lifting arm as well. For the first time, sparks flies. It comes down on that large circular blade on the back of Ming. Mortis ready to come in on the attack and lifting Ming, and down, the blade's gone! The blade's flown, there it goes! As soon as it taps down on the arena floor, the hopes of Ming shredded. Look at this! Zipped across the arena floor as soon as contact was made. Ming immobilised and surely out now. They won't come back from that. And look at this for confidence. The Mortis boys taking on the house robots. Taking on Matilda first of all, there's Dead Metal and Shugwell. If you're confident enough to take on the house robots, boys, you've got to take what comes to you. The audience want the end of Mortis. Look at the blows on top of Mortis, up and over from Shunt. The audience loving this, the pit's loving this, and I'm loving it too, Mortis, to be honest. Here's Dead Metal. No, you won't get Dead Metal flailing away with that hugely powerful hammer. Go on! Push him in the pit! Yes! Oh, I love that!
Cease.
That was special. That was the moment when Ming was immobilised. Look at that blade flying. Take on the house robots. We'll get you, Mortis boys. Look at that. Damage from Shunt. Ooh, lovely. Look at that. That's one of my favourite moments in the entire history of Robot Wars.
Mortis go through! Let's hear for the Cambridge boys!
We lost signal, something interfered, and we just lost total control, and it stopped going. Yeah.
Now, how did the beard perform?
Well, it was itchy.
Was it?
Got in the way a bit.
Quite frankly, it was itchy and got in the way a bit.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it. Come on. You don't need that beard anymore.
That's better.
Cast it away. There we are. That's much better. But you did damage Ming the Merciless. Did you expect,
not really.
fully confident to get through this round, were you?
We'd hope so.
Yeah, after that amount of money.
Yeah, well, that's one way to look at it, isn't it? But when we saw flew off, we were focusing on, I wonder if that's going to come down.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been interesting.
And then, we thought better have a go at the house robots and they hold us.
Have you found any weak spots in the house robots?
Well, if you get one by themselves, maybe, but when you get kind of, what was it, 4 of them?
4 of them at the same time.
All 4 just go for us at once now. We kind of wave a big flag that says, right, come on, men. One at a time, we're all together, and they always go for the all-together option.
Yeah, what they do. Of course they do. They don't.
Well, you have to admire the Mortis boys, don't you? Do you? Anyway, they're through. Next up, Vector against T2.
From Nottingham, Vector.
A vicious arm to lift, puncture, grab, and also self-right Vector's the main feature here, powered by a 4-horsepower 2-stroke hydraulic system. It's protected by high-carbon steel sheets.
Hi, I'm Alan, and this is my brother Philip. And this is our robot, Vector.
It has a lifting arm that hopefully will lift the opponents and ram them also.
It's powered by an internal combustion engine, which is a 2-stroke, and powers a hydraulic pump, which powers the system and the drive.
From Sussex, T2.
A tank steering method is used on this nippy machine, capable of 15 miles an hour. The lifting weapon can hoist 13 stone. The chassis came from Tantrum from the last series of wars.
Hi, I'm Rupert. This is Ken. And this is Chris. This is T2. It's loosely based on Tantrum, our original robot. It's got 1 or 2 modifications, one of which is the ram at the front, which is capable of lifting approximately 300 pounds. The electronics inside are basically the same as they were before, 1 or 2 modifications, and we've got a hairdo.
Roboteers, stand by.
Vector with Alan Wilson, Philip Wilson, the brothers, and T2.
3, 2.
Good job the robots got hair.
1.
They haven't.
Activate.
But the less than hirsute T2 team, look, immediately on the attack against Vector. And there's something wrong here with Vector right from the start. They're not moving at all smoothly. You can see the yellow lifting arm. Lifts, shreds, pokes, cuts hair, drives a car, works a computer. Does just about everything, that arm, except move. What's the matter with Vector here? Come on, boys. T2 doing all the work. Looks like a weird demonic drag racer. T2 on the attack. Slowly, though. What is the matter with Vector? You can see the exhaust. The engines are obviously working, but maybe not the brains of the drivers. Alan and Philip Wilson, come on, get Vector moving, because there's Matilda, look. And at the moment, T2's trying to shove Vector into the quarter patrol zone, and T2 very nearly in the pit. Oh, goodness me, what are they doing? Rolled over, gone belly up, and they've driven themselves into oblivion, T2. Oh dear, look at this. Oh, look at that, T2 flushed down the loo. And I wonder if they go through, because were Vector immobilised before T2 went down? I honestly don't know. They're in the pit. Now there's Vector getting some battle scars from the house robots. Well, it needs some scars. Oh, that's a scar, isn't it? So let's be honest, Vector didn't do anything. And I think that's key. You see, I think Vector was immobilised right from the start. Therefore, T2 should go through. Only in my opinion, it's gone to the judges, because T2 did all the work before driving itself stupidly into the pit.
Cease.
We'll go to the judges, but for me it's T2, even though it's in the pit. Gleaming eyes of T2. Looked confident here and on the attack, of course, and bullish. And you see there's no movement from Vector. Something's gone wrong with the engines, don't know. It's not moving. This was, I'm afraid, Rupert, Chris and Ken, crass stupidity on your part, rolling over into the pits.
Despite going into the pit, the judges have given it to T2.
It's around beautifully.
Yeah.
And then you're in the pit and I thought, oh, I can't believe it, they're out in the first round. But no.
It's got a headache
on your side, and so were the judges.
It's the judges' decision, yeah, so that was good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it made sense, you know, because they were incapacitated 30 seconds before you even ended up.
Yeah, I should have took a bit more time, don't you think? Getting a bit more control.
Yeah.
Whizzing around all over the place. Nerves raging. Overcorrection every time.
T for 2, 2 for T, through an Esprit, and next up Dark Destroyer and Sergeant Meikle.
From Hampshire, the Dark Destroyer.
A blade powered by a mini starter motor provides the main punch, the steering provided by a car window motor, the main drive from a golf caddy, but with a turning circle of 5 feet, it's cumbersome.
My name is Rob Dark, I'm the team captain. This is Chris Dark, my son, the driver, and Neil Dark, my brother. This is our robot called the Dark Destroyer. Its main weapon and only weapon is this large blade from a lawnmower. A blade that goes around at a considerable speed and hopefully cuts things apart. All the steering and the driving is done by the front wheel, which is driven from golf trolley wheels.
From Coventry, Sergeant Meikle.
A 13-strong team took 7 months to build this, the tallest and longest in the heat, with a 3mm thick aluminium shell and a punching, lifting, ramming weapon powered by carbon dioxide.
I'm Dean, this is Scott, and that's Andy, and this is our robot, Sergeant Meikle. It's powered by two 12-volt wheelchair motors with a 12-volt dry cell battery inside. We have 2 main weapons, First is a pneumatic punch that comes in and out like so. Hopefully we're going to pierce the armament of any other robot. And then our other weapon is an axe with a duralium head. Hopefully we're going to rip the other armament on the other robots to shreds.
Roboteers, stand by.
Looks like a stealth bomber, Sergeant Meikle. Dean, Scott and Andy. Attention, you lovely boys, you. And the Dark Destroyer.
3,
with the Dark family.
2,
Robin, Chris
1.
and Neil.
Activate.
Look at that flailing blade, the rotor blade on the back of the Dark Destroyer. Ooh, you really wouldn't want to get in the way of that. And the axe blade on top of Sergeant Meikle, intended to create mayhem, was nearly sliced and shredded itself. Look at that there, on the side of Sergeant Meikle. The Dark Destroyer blade is already causing problems. Until it was stopped itself. Did you see that then? The blade was actually stopped. Almost like a lawnmower blade when it hits a tree stump. And again, look. Now that could be a problem later on if the Dark Destroyer survives this opening battle. Just being pushed towards the arena edge, slowly and surely, by Sergeant Meikle, getting away. Coming in on the attack again. You see the blade stopping on the bodywork of Sergeant Meikle. Aluminium shell, 3mm thick. So it obviously needs a run-up on the attack, the Dark Destroyer, to get any sort of penetrating, punishing power from that blade. It's all a little bit like a slow waltz at the moment. We need to up the beat, boys. We need a little bit of a disco beat on that arena floor. 2 robots who look about as attractive as anything Matilda would pick up on the disco floor. In she comes. Meikle just trying to get some room to bring that axe blade down. Doesn't look greatly punishing, does it, the blade? Looks like a feather, really, on the end of an ostrich leg. And it's all a little bit tentative. Tight and tense. Oh, look at that! Was the blade on the Dark Destroyer folded there? Yes, it has been folded. You can see, compressed together. Damage sustained by the Dark Destroyer. And that'll count against it because it's gone to the judges now. Well, let's have a look at it again. You can see the axe blade on Sergeant Meikle. There, the Dark Destroyer's rotor, showing 4 points to the cross, later to be compressed, but Meikle taking damage a little bit from Matilda. You can see gash marks on the side of Meikle as well. And for me, the Dark Destroyer just did enough.
It goes to Dark Destroyer. They go through to round 2.
We went in there and just kept on driving into them and cutting them to bits.
I wasn't very impressed with your weapon.
Why not?
As soon as anything got in the way, it just kind of stopped.
I kept on stopping it because I didn't want it to break.
We were expecting it to do serious damage, not just stop.
Look, can I have a look?
All right, then. Let's see the damage. Oh, you're all right. Yeah, not too downhearted. No, but let's see that. I want to see what damage their flail did. This? Did it do that, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realise it was doing this.
And that was key. That's why the Dark Destroyer goes through. Next up, Gravedigger and Manic Mutant.
From Norwich, Gravedigger.
Spookily coffin-shaped with an hydraulic arm capable of raising any dead metal in its way. Expensive at nearly $2.5 grand. The shell's made of steel. Will its epitaph read triumphantly?
I'm Dave, this is Jonathan, and this is Gravedigger. The robot has got an arm that's worked off a 2-ton hydraulic ram and off pneumatic pressure. It runs on 2 1-horsepower electric motors, and it's going to shove the opposition right out the arena.
From Rugby, Manic Mutant.
It took a month to build, costing £256. The motors come from a forklift. The weapons include a lifting device and spinning disc at the back. The chassis and frame is from an old roof rack.
Hi, I'm Paul, team captain, and this is Chris, my helper here, and this is Manic Mutant. What we've got here is a lifting weapon that will lift 100 kg. Awesome.
Round the back we have a rotating spike to mince the opposition. It's four-wheel drive, 4 driving motors with a stainless steel body shell, so we think it's in for a good chance.
Roboteers, stand by.
Here's Gravedigger then, with Jonathan Chaplin and Dave, with Moustache, and Manic Mutant. It's awesome.
3, 2,
Paul Hunt and Christopher Shawcross, Martin Jones 2. Quickly on the attack, actually. Manic Mutant. Gravedigger just ponderously moves away. A little bit slow and sluggish at the start. Now we'll see the pushing power of Manic Mutant, and Gravedigger actually heaving back. Gravedigger, slightly the heavier, not much in it though. Just waiting for Manic Mutant to come forward. Now, that could have been a suicidal move, but not much damage there, you see, from the front prongs on that lifting ram. And you can see then the lifting arm of Gravedigger. Oh, and flipping! Manic Mutant up and over!
Cease.
And that's the end of Manic Mutant. Did all the hard work early on, but then drove itself onto the lifting arm of Gravedigger and dug its own grave. Up and over. No self-righting mechanism. Bonk. You're out. Hardly Manic.
Gravedigger sends Manic Mutant to an early grave. Gravedigger through to round 2.
We got them.
We did the job.
We really did the job.
Just try not to be too smug.
No, we're not smug at all.
No.
That's what
Jubilant.
That's what we made it for.
Jubilant winners. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
All jubilant so far. Mortis and T2, Dark Destroyer and Gravedigger looking uncannily like Cassius, the Rex Garrod machine from the last wars. This is how they line up then for the round 2. Mortis against Gravedigger, Dark Destroyer against T2. Time to rebalance steering mechanisms. Time for us to knock down obstacles and build up hopes with the pinball.
Now, as well as our main competition, we've been running some other battles just for the fun of it. One of which has been our Pinball Warrior Tournament. Let the trials begin.
Just a reminder of the point scoring, 5 points for each of those barrels. 50 points for that target, fiercely guarded by Sergeant Bash. 10 points for releasing the multi-balls, 5 points for each ball that goes down a pit. 75 points for that target, again guarded by House Robot. 25 points for that door, knocking the door open. If you go up the ramp, you get another 20 points. 25 points for knocking the big ball into the pit, and 5 points for each of those barrels. And let's see how Dominator, the first of our pinball entrants, got on. Well, very well. Good points scored all around the arena, leading at the moment with 160 points. The House Robots weren't pleased. They exacted their penetrating, punishing revenge. Then Crusader started very well. The barrels scattered, early points picked up, then the target hit 50 points there, getting beyond Bash. But terrible driving led to, well, that actually. And it was a really disappointing end to a good drive. And this is how the leaderboard stands. Dominator with 160 points, Crusader with 90, and next up, Eye of Newt. The main feature of the weapon, hardened nose cones, the main feature of the body shell, hardened nose cones, the main feature of the team, hardened nose cones. Andy Miller, Alan Morgan, and Richard Pearce, up to all sorts of devilry. Ooh, and witchcraft. One of them's disappeared. Eye of Newt, Tongue of Toad, Wing of Bat.
2, 1, activate.
Let's see if we can discover a spellbinding performance. 15 points, certainly on the board from the barrels being scattered. And another 5, and another 5. Little spin of delight. Will they take on the ramp for 20 points? Killalot, by the way, has the freedom of the arena, can go anywhere. So you're not just trying to knock down obstacles and score points, you're trying to avoid the House Robots as well. Sergeant Bash, Lick of Flame, they forgot to add that to their magical conundrum. Killalot manoeuvring itself to have another go here and block Eye of Newt. Will they try and score easy points with the barrels? They need to get moving here, time is ticking away. They need a magic wand up there, really, don't they? They need to disappear fast from Killalot, that's for certain. Use your disappearing act, boys. Not enough points being scored early on here. They need to get up and over that ramp. Score 20 points. No, you see the ramps being edged away now by Bash. They waited too long. This is too ponderous. Go on, get moving, get moving. There's 50 points available. Go on. Ah, bad steering. Bad steering. Eye of Newt. Blind as a bat, it would seem. Nope, 50 points there scored. Well done. But time ticking away. And this isn't a particularly good score so far. Come on, one last dash towards the multi-ball. Oh, just missed. Time's going to beat them. It has. Oh, and Dead Metal showing them how it should have been done. Not a great score for the Wizards. Early on, looked promising, didn't it? The barrel scattered. That's a sort of routine start for a pinball entrant. 50 points, so they've done everything right, but slowly. And in the end, they missed the multi-ball. Time beat them. Not a good score. They'll be disappointed with that. And the judges have tallied it all up. It's 90 points scored. Well, they don't look too displeased. And it actually means now that they're joint second with Crusader, but a long way behind the leader. Dominator with 160.
More pinball mayhem soon enough, but right now, it's on with the wars.
And this, the second round lineup. Mortis against Gravedigger and Dark Destroyer against T2.
OK, best of luck. We hope to see a good show. And don't lay off those house robots, please.
Don't lay off them.
No, lay off those house robots.
Oh, right.
Don't be too horrible to them.
Everyone's kicking us in.
We're going to go in and give it a most, even if it gets totally trashed.
Good.
We're going to go in and do it, yeah.
And give us a good show.
Yes, certainly.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Rising towards Bothala, Robot Heavens, Mortis and Gravedigger come to duel.
Robot ears, stand by.
The Mortis team, Rob Knight, Weirdy Beardy Arthur Chilcott and Benjamin Gordon. And Gravedigger with Dave Chaplin and son Jonathan. They're the favourites of the pits here, that's for certain.
3,
the Mortis boys,
2,
the team everyone loves to hate.
Activate.
Mortis, the quicker, the lighter, on the attack, the deadlier, with that pickaxe. You have to respect this team in the arena. Trying to inflict damage on Gravedigger and also push Gravedigger towards the CPZ and the house robots. There's Shunt, and look at that damage sustained immediately by Gravedigger from Shunt. Now, in comparison, you see, light damage to Mortis and the shell, but Mortis flipped over by Gravedigger, and they certainly love that. That really is a viable tactic. Shove your opponent towards the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and that's when the house robots can come in, and mighty power here. First of all, it was Mortis pushing Gravedigger onto Shunt. Then, vice versa, turning Mortis up and over. Battle is sustained and renewed. Tactical now. Again, slicing through that shell of Gravedigger. Almost as if it was paper, but there's trouble here with the Mortis team. Their right tracker's gone, look. They've got major problems here, Mortis. Problems in manoeuvring. They've got the weaponry, yes, but the tracker's gone. They're spinning around, but it's Gravedigger now, certainly with the impetus to go on and win this. They can flip Mortis. Mortis has a streamlet. They can self-right themselves, but they're dangerously towards the pit, and Mortis have gone!
Brilliant.
Oh, magnificent sportsmanship from Arthur. His team's gone, and yet he's still smiling. This is the crucial moment. You see the tracker's gone. They're flipped up and over. Mortis, and then in the pit, and back in our pits. That's what they felt. But it's not all over yet in the arena, and it looks to me as if Gravedigger's had a go at Matilda. Look at Matilda's shell. Her eyes are burning bright with lustre and desire for revenge, and Shunt's coming in to help out a lady in distress. Some lady. Look at this. Ooh. You really wouldn't want to be the Gravedigger team now. Shunt again, ripping through that shell.
There's the turn-up for the books. Gravedigger go through. Come and talk to me, lads. Rob, what went wrong?
Don't know.
I mean, you're the favourite. You were the favourite last year. You're the favourite again this year. And you just keep going out. You thought you were going to win it this year, didn't you?
Well, we thought we had a good chance. We've always had a good chance. We've never done it yet.
Are you going to come back next year?
Yeah?
Of course we are. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Mortis. What can I say to the Gravedigger posse? You did it.
Yeah, we came out here for a laugh, and if we managed to get through, then good luck.
How did you feel going in against Mortis?
Let's just say,
we thought we were going to get totally trashed.
Did you really?
Yeah. We thought we were just going to get absolutely obliterated.
Well, you've beaten the best robot. Do you think you can go on and win this thing now?
We can try.
Well, we'll have to repair it first.
Yeah, I think we've sustained a bit of damage there.
Let's hear it for Gravedigger!
Backpack didn't do it then.
Nah.
40 grand down the pit.
It's tragic, really, isn't it?
Did you think you'd get beaten by the likes of Gravedigger?
No, must admit we didn't. Thought we should have taken that. But the best laid plans of mice and men. Too much bad luck. Yeah, too much bad luck, not enough sleep.
Oh, excellent driving it was.
Oh, well, I mean, we said we'd go out there for a laugh, and if it works, then it worked, and I just can't believe it. Sustained a lot of damage. A lot of damage,
But you were in there, underneath them.
Yep, that was my aim. Just try and get underneath them, try and flip them over as many times as I could, but...
So you didn't tell me beforehand because you were just too busy thinking we're never going to do this, we're never going to do this.
Cool.
Nervous they may be, but they're through. Gravedigger, that's a surprise, isn't it? Dark Destroyer against T2, our second round 2 clash.
Have you done anything to this to make it any more powerful?
No.
Because the thing is, it keeps stopping.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well...
And you say you don't, and I don't believe you. Are you putting anything on here or not bothering?
Nah.
You're going in weaponless?
Yeah.
No, seriously?
That's not where the weapon goes anyway.
Well, what goes there then?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's just a
Well, why is that there then?
Well, we ran out of metal. It was meant to be a bit higher.
Oh.
So we had to poke it out the top.
Run out of metal and plastic.
Well, quick, cut a hole in the top.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. We needed some chewing gum or something to put in there.
Well, who knows what's going to happen in there with this lot.
Expectancy rises, and with it, the teams the Dark Destroyer and T2.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Dark Destroyer, will the blade stop? Will it work? Robin, Chris and Neil Dark, and T2, Rupert and Chris Weeks and Ken Frost in the team.
2, 1, activate.
A speedy start expected by T2. A little bit slower than we thought, actually. Oh, and look, the blade has been mended on the front of the Dark Destroyer from the earlier battle with Sergeant Meikle. Just denting, perhaps, the top of T2. Ooh, Dead Metal waits on the CPZ! Clever driving, pushing the Dark Destroyer into the grip of Dead Metal. And now look at the blade on the Dead Metal camera. Cutting to the heart of the Dark Destroyer. The eyes look menacing. T2's eyes gleam ferociously. The flame licks at the back of the Dark Destroyer. No damage really, though. Side by side, they duel. Now the blades can't cause damage there. As long as T2 stays to the side of the Dark Destroyer, it'll be out of harm's reach. Ooh, Dark Destroyer just away from the house robot there in the corner. They've got to stay away from that blade, T2. But how can they cause damage? Yes, it is agile, speedy, but lacks a little bit of cutting edge. T2! And now, ooh, just away from the pincer-like grip of Dead Metal. It's very cautious. A conservative battle, this. T2. Perhaps just trying to edge the Dark Destroyer towards a pit or a house robot, getting in underneath now. This is where they could cause damage. If they can turn the Dark Destroyer, they're now up on top of the Dark Destroyer and in danger of being flipped themselves. So just off the back of the Dark Destroyer they come. Away from the flame. Meanwhile, the Dark Destroyer, there's young Neil at the controls. trying to get in on the attack themselves. Once more, the blade pushed away by T2, and the blade stops. And now the T2 team can attack themselves. Very close, this one, for the judges. Very, very close. Get out of there, Matilda. Really, so difficult to pick this one. T2 driving the Dark Destroyer onto the arena wall. And just when they might have been flipped, ducking away from danger. Burning the Dark Destroyer, sustaining some damage. There, the blade trying to create damage. T2 just away from dead metal. Poor driving to get themselves in there in the first place. Damage style, control and aggression, the factors the judges are looking for. T2 doing the work.
Well, we have a decision from our judges. It's a split decision, 2-1. There's a bit of controversy here. They've gone for the Dark Destroyer.
Hey, it's a controversial decision.
It certainly is, isn't it?
Yes.
It was close, though. It was close.
I mean, it came through on aggression. I've done a little bit of research.
Oh, right.
And it came through mainly on aggression, on the fact that their weapon was much more aggressive.
Oh, right.
And we did talk, didn't we, before you went in, about you not really having any weapons.
Well, yeah.
And sadly, that's what it came
If we put a
to.
little whip on the back, then, do you think?
Well, if you'd
that might have swung
had,
it. That might have swung it.
you'd had maybe more active weaponry,
Oh,
that
right.
would have swung it at the end of the day when it was such an even match. And they kind of inflicted quite a bit of damage on the
Yeah,
front
but the
here.
red eyes were scary, weren't they?
I thought so.
Yeah, I thought so
Yeah,
too. Absolutely.
Hey, fair fight.
Oh,
wasn't
yeah, it's
it?
very even. Yeah. But did you see the damage on there?
Yes, I did,
There you are.
and I pointed it out.
By a slow
Now,
blade.
don't start.
You tell him, Philippa. T2 had the scary eyes. That's just the team members, though. They're out. The Dark Destroyer through to meet Gravedigger in the heat final.
It's all been quite peaceful so far, but now's the third and final round. Let's kick some bottom.
Well, at this crucial stage in the proceedings, I'd like to say that the tension's running really high here in the pits. But sadly, it's not because they're all too laid back. The Dark Destroyer, how are you feeling?
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Gravedigger, how are you feeling?
Definitely fine.
This does nothing for the drama of the moment.
And this is how they got to the final. The Dark Destroyer beating Sergeant Meikle, first of all. He went to the judge's decision. And then T2, likewise. The Dark Destroyer's weaponry, crucial, the more aggressive of the two robots, the judges thought. And Gravedigger, flipping Manic Mutant. And then the shock so far, beating Mortis. Immobilised Mortis into the pit. Arthur Chilcott loved it. His team were out, though. And Gravedigger then sustained punishment from the House Robots. Now, how crucial will that be in the heat final?
Roboteers, stand by.
Gravedigger, you can see the scratches, the dents, the patches on the Gravedigger team. Dave Chaplin, Jonathan Chaplin, and the Dark Destroyer. Another father and son team. Robin Dark and Chris at the controls. Dads and lads in the final. Gravedigger. Just coming in underneath the Dark Destroyer and trying to use its lifting arm. The blade scratching really at the surface of Gravedigger, no more than that. Taking a knock on the staring eyes. The weapon here on the front of the Dark Destroyer is all important in this final. So too the lifting arm of the Gravedigger. Chris Dark knew that and steered the Dark Destroyer away from the front of the wedge-shaped, coffin-shaped Gravedigger. Look at the scratches on the side there from the rotor arm. That rotor arm of the Dark Destroyer, so important, powered by a mini starter motor. Onto the pit of flame they go. The Dark Destroyer, and into the clutches of dead metal, trying to drag the Dark Destroyer back into its CPZ, into its lair, and create more mayhem and mechanical nuisance and devilry. Scarring the Dark Destroyer, living to fight on though. To replace this, of course, in the series semi-finals. The Dark Destroyer spinning madly like a maddened top but going nowhere. In comes the Gravedigger. Needs to get that lifting arm into use. In towards the corner, trying, you see, to push the Dark Destroyer into the grip of Dead Metal. Bottom of your picture. Again, a very, very tight and tense heat final. And there, the lifting arm flipping the Dark Destroyer up, but not over. Dead Metal pinning down the rotor blade. But the Dark Destroyer, with speeds up to 6 miles an hour, gets away once again. Gravedigger waits. Just has a moment's thought. Scratched and scarred. Ooh, look at that scar around the side. Patched up. Bloodied and bruised. But edging the Dark Destroyer towards the arena wall, and at the same time steering itself away from that blade. Well, it may look bizarre, the blade, but it's been effective throughout all the heat. And from the shunt camera, we can see there the Dark Destroyer flipped up and over, and now sustaining punishment on its underbelly from shunt. This is crucial. This is a crucial moment in the heat final. Up and over the Dark Destroyer. Now the rotor blade is entirely useless. They know it. They think it's all over for them, and it is. The Dark Destroyer here. And look at Gravedigger. Well, how cocky can you get? They're taking on Sergeant Bash. The Dark Destroyer boys know they're out of it. Ooh, and they're not going to have much left of their robot, I think. In comes Dead Metal, slicing into the bodywork, very dangerously near those tyres as well. The sparks flying away from the Dark Destroyer. They're spark out. What must it be like? You spend weeks and weeks preparing your robot, getting it homed and ready, and then it's just shredded. How sad. How marvellous. This is what we dream about in our bot beds, Craig. Gravedigger the winners. We love the punishment. Love it.
Gravedigger with a clear win. Flipping Dark Destroyer. Gravedigger through to our series semi-finals. They say it never rains, but it always pours. But we reign supreme on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.